Hit some shore fishing in Puget Sound, Tacoma, Washington. Okay everybody, let's take a look at Browns Point, Washington. Let's go and see where these pink salmon schools are at, or the king salmon schools. This is how we find them without a boat. Unfortunately, if we find a school of fish and it's on private property, we're not going to be able to get to it without some kayaks or some boats. But either way, we're now facing towards Mount Rainier, coming up on your left, and going straight up towards that dome, and kind of in between the dome straight ahead there is the mouth of the Puyallup River. This is Commencement Bay. So welcome to Steve Perdue's How-To, and we're looking for some pink salmon on a Friday night. They're pretty far offshore tonight, so we can't quite reach them. So I'm going to see if we can spot some of them, but I wanted to show you guys what this looks like. Directly across is the Vashon Ferry on the Tacoma side. And over to the right is Vashon Island, where that ferry is heading to. And between that gap goes to the Narrows Bridge passage, and to the right here that we're coming up on, this goes north along the Puget Sound coastline up to area 9, 10, and 8, up to the straits and out to the ocean. So right here in front of us, that point straight out ahead, that's Dash Point on the lower side, and this bay right here holds a lot of fish during incoming and outgoing tides. You can see the shore fishermen down here, and we don't quite have any fish within reach today, so we're not getting a lot of fish action, but we're going to keep you up to date. And again, this is a really cool way for me to see when these fish are in here, and if I'm not even near them, because I'm watching this live on my phone right now, and tablet or whatever I want to use, in the shade under my little canopy tent down here. So if I see a school of fish over by the building, I just take my stuff down and move over there and start catching some fish. Again, it's a really cool tool if you do get a chance to get a drone. Unfortunately, it's a little bit regulated. You do need to get your drone license if you want to use this for any kind of monetary purposes like I'm doing here on YouTube. To the right, that's Browns Point Lighthouse and the park, and down below is where I'm stationed at and fishing next to all these guys next to me on the right. And if you go around the corner there, that's heading north up the shoreline. You can see the Browns Point house right there. You can actually rent that and stay the night in it. It's the old boathouse to the left on the upper end left north part of the park there. Historical place to go check out. The house there is the historical house that the lightkeeper lived in, and down to the left is the old boathouse and pumper electrical house right here in front and behind the lighthouse, you can see. And we're just going to kind of go around the point here so you can see the fishermen casting out. You can see about how far they're casting out, and we can unfortunately see that there's no fish jumping around or schooling up off the coastline here. They were out about 200 yards farther than anybody could really cast. That's why you see some guys standing as far out there as they can get in the water. Unfortunately, they just didn't come that close to the coastline today. But as more schools come in throughout the rest of the season, there will be so many schools in here that you won't be able to stand out here without catching fish if you've got the right setup on, and you get there at the right time between tide changes. So this is one of the spots, killer fishing spots in the Northwest Washington, and you can see there's another street people park down and walk down to get to here. These are not all locals, but they park up there on the road and then walk down. There's lots of spots along Puget Sound that you can go to. It's just difficult to get access because of the amount of homes that are surrounding all the edges. And there is a dock over there at Dash Point, which has been closed for a while now, so it's a wading fishery over there as well. You can park in that parking lot and get into some fish. Okay, now I'm going to show you this nice view. We're going to go up to 400 feet. We're on the west side of Browns Point, and you can see straight ahead, and just to the right is the mouth of the Puyallup River. To your left is Mount Rainier, and straight across is the Tacoma hill where Martin Luther King is at and the hospitals. And that's Browns Point on the west side. Again, over there, that's your Tacoma waterfront. It's a nice drive to go up and down that waterfront. There used to be a 5-mile drive over on that point, Point Defiance, where that sunlight is at, but unfortunately that's been closed down because the cliff looks like it's going to break off. But again, that's another good fishing spot way over there, as well as fishing back and forth across this entire opening to Commencement Bay when it is open. Now be careful and check your regulations, because in Commencement Bay there is a cutoff just to the left here of Browns Point and on the inside of the Commencement Bay and going across to Tacoma. So you do have to be wary of that area and not go on the inside of it. If it's closed, you will get a ticket. You can really see that water is actually pretty clear on that incoming tide. It pushes all that mud from the Puyallup River back into the bay and collects it into swirling areas. And so you get a little bit more clarity of water here. On outgoing tide, this is going to be a lot more murky looking with mud and stuff from the river. And there's my camp right there. We're going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this video. I'm just going to fly it around and let you guys see if you can spot a porpoise, a fish, a whale, a shark. We catch all kinds of stuff with these cameras, so hope you enjoy this. Okay everybody, this has been Browns Point Fishing. Found some new friends down here. Their parents said it's okay to be online, and we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. See you on the next one.